Look, you fool. Ambassadors get 10 minutes of my time. Dictators maybe a quarter of an hour. You've been bending my ear for the past 40 minutes. Now clear out before I have you thrown out. Hello.
Marius Deneken?
This is Marius Deneken.
Courbet here in Paris.
Courbet, I've been trying to get a hold of you all day. Look, there's something I want you to do. I want you to sell off all my Amsterdam shares and convert them into Swedish crowns.
But Mr. Deneken, I think that could cause...
Look, I'm not interested in what you think, Courbet. You're paid to do what I tell you to do.
Yes, sir.
Use my Stockholm company, and I want you to get all the available shares you can of Scandinavian Carbide. I want you to hold it for 36 hours, and then call it.
Hello, Mr. Deneken? Hello, Mr. Deneken, are you there? This connection is murder.
You've got it pretty nice out here, haven't you, son?
I had it a lot better before you came along.
Well, let's not start like this, Diamond.
I got a better idea. Let's not start at all. How about that?
Well, I might have known not to expect anything better.
McAllister, the first day I walked into the 44th Street station house and saw you sitting behind the desk in a captain's uniform, I lost all my boyhood illusions. I suggest you do the same. Now, goodbye.
Oh, that was 10 years ago. A lot of things have happened since then. I'm no longer on the force, for one. I see you're reading about the Deneken case.
Good for you.
That's why I'm here. I've been called in on it.
You?
Now, lately, I've been working out here as a private investigator. I did an odd job or two now and then for Deneken, and, well, his mother wants me to find who did him in.
Well, why you? With all her money, she could import Scotland Yard brick by brick. Are you kidding?
No, on the level, Diamond. This is the biggest thing that's ever come my way. It's come a little late, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
This is a job for a young man.
Yeah? Why don't you turn it down?
If you knew how I needed this dough, you wouldn't ask that question.
I'm McAllister, that gets me right here.
Now, this is the thanks a man gets. This is the gratitude.
The gratitude?
I made you, Diamond. I spotted you from the beginning and trained you from scratch, and you know it.
You spotted me, McAllister, and made my life miserable, that's all.
If it wasn't for the benefit of the years of my experience, you'd still be pounding a beat on New Lots Avenue.
Get out of here, McAllister. Get lost, will you?
Is anything wrong, Daddy?
No, everything's all right, honey.
Now, don't tell me this is Marilyn, eh?
Hello, Mr. Diamond.
Well, what happened to you?
I grew up. Girls have a way of doing that.
Well, you did a rather good job of it, didn't you?
Well, I'm 19 now. A lot can happen in 10 years.
Evidently.
You're not going to help my daddy, are you?
Well, Marilyn, I thought I'd pass this one up.
Oh, don't worry, honey. Everything's going to be all right.
Sure.
Things been pretty tough?
Uh-huh. You see, this is the first case my daddy's had in a long time, and, well, he should never left the police force, but, well, he thought I'd like it out here.
How much is the fee on the Deneken case?
$5,000. But I have to deliver before I can collect. I'll split 60-40 if you'll lend me a hand.
I lend nobody a hand. All right, the deal's 50-50.
But
McAllister, I wouldn't work for you for a swinging million. All you have to do is sit back and relax until payday. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Anything you say.
Thank you, Mr. Diamond.
19, huh?
So long.
Bye.
Goodbye. I have an appointment with Deneken.
One moment, please.
Mr. Diamond?
Yes?
Oh. That will be all, Jane. Mr. McAllister telephoned a few moments ago and advised me that you would be arriving. How very prompt you are.
And I'm sorry for all your trouble.
My trouble? Young man, my troubles are all over. I have been holding on for years in the hope that somebody, someday, would finally murder Marius. It had to happen sooner or later, of course. But I can tell you that there have been times when I have been most impatient. Most impatient indeed.
Mrs. Deneken, if you feel that way, why spend good money trying to find out who did it?
I haven't the slightest interest in finding out who did it. No. I engaged Mr. McAllister for the sole purpose of proving that I did not do it. You see, I had plenty of motive, I can assure you. Would you follow me this way, please?
It's a very interesting room. This is where the body was found.
Yes.
How about all this?
Well, most of them are where they found the pieces of the statue, this statue that was smashed in the struggle.
Did your son spend much time in this room?
I haven't the faintest idea. I wasn't allowed in here. He always kept the door locked. And he always told me I would only enter it over his dead body. It turns out he was quite right.
What sort of things interested him outside of money?
He liked blintzers, bourbon, and broads, as he used to call them. In just about that order. Oh, you know, of course, that the police have been over this room quite thoroughly.
Yes, I know.
Just what is it that you are hoping to find, Mr. Dunn?
Well, frankly, I wasn't hoping to find anything. Looks like I was being pessimistic.
What is that?
Well, I think it's a mute off a violin.
Oh?
Mind if I hang on to the one? Say, did your son play these?
Yes. He liked music almost as much as he liked blintzers.
Did he play the violin?
No.
Did he have a friend that played?
He had no friends, period. But there was a violinist he used to hire regularly to, I believe the phrase is, create a romantic atmosphere.
Do you happen to know his name?
Oh, yes. I remember it quite distinctly. It was such a completely impossible name. He calls himself Fernando Faillace. And I believe he's an entertainer at a restaurant called The Little Tzigane.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Deneken, for all your time.
Not at all.
Goodbye. Merci, monsieur.
Monsieur would like to hear something?
Oh, sure, why not? Go ahead. Say, that's a little loud, isn't it?
Too loud, monsieur?
Yeah, just a little. That is not a whole lot better, you know.
I'm sorry, sir. It is very difficult to play softly.
Well, you're not even trying. You don't have a mute on that.
You flip your wig or something? You don't use a mute in this kind of schmaltz?
Well, I can always complain to the management, can I?
All right, I'll try to play a little softer.
This what you're looking for?
I don't follow you.
I'm a private detective. My name's Richard Diamond. I found this in the study of the late lamented Marius Deneken.
Who do you suppose it belongs to?
Well, now, I haven't given it much thought. Where's yours, Faillace?
In the fiddle case in the kitchen?
Well, that makes it convenient. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Hey, Diamond.
I thought I told you I was going to handle this McAllister.
Well, your telephone service told me you'd be here. I just dropped in to see how you were doing.
I'm doing all right.
Hey, grab that guy going out the door. Right, this way.
Daddy feels just awful about what happened last night. Please don't walk out on him.
When's he going to be back?
No, he said he was just going out. I guess he didn't want to be here when you came.
Say, why is it that every time I want to take that guy apart, I run into you first and you talk me out of it?
You just don't understand, Daddy.
Well, I don't understand how he has such a nice daughter. That I don't understand. Say, do you have an ashtray? I'll get it.
Over on the
I'll get
television
it.
set. Give him another chance, Mr. Diamond. Please. He was different when she was alive. That's my mother. She died when I was 8.
Well, she was a pretty woman.
And she was beautiful. Oh, you will stay on the case, won't you?
Honey, did you ever sell insurance?
Huh?
Well, you should. You're very persuasive. It's a shame to let all that talent go to waste. All right, I'll stay on the case.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, now, I truly do feel rewarded for my virtue.
Gee, it must be wonderful to be as good at a job as you are.
Yeah, well, this is some job. You know, I'm wasting good time in shoe leather trying to find out who killed a man that nobody's going to miss.
Marius Deneken was a very important man, though, wasn't he?
Well, his mother didn't think so.
I thought he had nice eyes.
How would you know?
Oh, I saw his picture in the paper a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Rather attractive in a weird sort of way. And all that money.
Can I use your phone?
Sure.
High five.
Hi, Sam.
I can provide my usual sterling services, Mr. D.
All right, Samuel, lay it on me.
I called the Musicians Union, as you suggested.
What pearls did they drop?
Faillace lives in Eagle Rock, married, no children. Hey, and guess what his wife does?
Oh, you want to play games? All right, I'll guess. Let's see. Lives in Eagle Rock, wife of a fiddler. She either reads tea leaves or crochets antimacassars.
She's a peeler.
What, onions?
Clothes.
You're kidding.
Scout's honor. Claire Toujours, exotic dancer.
Well, what does she do, this exotic dancing?
A nightery in the valley called Ye Old Curiosity Shape.
Sam, I beg your pardon?
Ye Old Curiosity Shape.
Hey, you're kind of early, aren't you?
About 2 hours.
Any particular reason?
Well, you see, we exotic dancers got to be kind of Johnny on the spot. I mean, when there's an opening in the field.
Well, you figure there'll be an opening here?
Well, I know there'll be an opening here. You see, I got the word that Claire Toujours is down at police headquarters, and she may not be coming back.
Well, good luck.
So I said to myself, as an exotic dancer, I got to think of my reputation. I'm a professional person, personally. I dig the art the most. But people are such squares as an exotic dancer, I can't be too careful, you know?
Have you got that?
That's crazy, baby.
Got room for one more, Lieutenant?
You got quite a following, haven't you, Lieutenant? Well, anyway, as I was saying, I figured I'd had it. So I went over to Deneken's house. I looked him in the eye. I told him he was a no-good bum, and I shot him dead.
Thank you very much, Miss Toujours. You've been very helpful. Get copies of that typed up and brought in for signature.
Miss Toujours, you said you looked him in the eye and then you shot him? That was figure of speech, wasn't it?
What does he mean?
Well, you did shoot him in the back, didn't you?
Well, did I?
What do you mean, did you?
Well, I got a lot on my mind. I forgot for a minute.
Look, let's take a moment out and look into your modus operandi.
Now, just who do you think you're talking to?
Miss Toujours.
Now, you get off my back, will you? I came here to tell you I shot him, and I did. I shot him, do you hear? I shot him! I shot him!
Oh, listen to her, she's lying! Who is this man? I'm a husband, that's who!
You get him out of here!
The lady's making a formal confession.
I don't care what she's making. You'll never convict her of Deneken's murder.
Just let us worry about that.
He's sick. You gotta listen to me. He's sick!
I killed him! I killed him!
He's lying to protect me!
Why don't you shut up?
What's going on here?
I told you I killed him!
I already confessed, didn't I?
Why don't you keep your trap shut?
Ooh. You gotta listen to me. He's a very unfortunate person. He's out of his head.
Lieutenant, I think you have one more killer than you need.
Lock them up. I'm holding the pair of them for murder.
You can't do this to me. Get me a chief lawyer.
Good afternoon, Mr. Diamond.
Good afternoon.
You come to report to me?
Well, not exactly.
Oh, then nothing has happened.
Oh, a lot's happened. In fact, 2 people confessed to killing your son. The violin player and his wife.
They both killed him?
No, they're both innocent.
But if he confessed and she did too.
You see, your son was planning to add Miss Toujours to his collection. She thought her husband found out about it and had taken the bull by the horns, if you'll excuse the expression. He, on the other hand, thought that she did away with your son. They'll both be released in the morning.
I see. Then you haven't succeeded in proving that I did not kill my son.
No, I haven't. And Mrs. Deneken, I'm not at all sure that you didn't kill your son. And if you did, you could save me a wild goose chase by telling me.
And if I tell you I didn't?
Well, you could be lying.
Yeah. But I'm afraid at these prices I must insist that you take my word.
Well, at these prices, I'll try. Is this a picture of your son?
Yes. It was taken when he was very much younger, but only slightly less obnoxious.
I don't believe I've ever seen a picture of him before.
Well, that's because there are none. You're holding the only picture that was ever taken of him. Marius was very strange about photographs.
You mean this picture has never been in the newspapers?
No, never.
Are you sure?
Well, of course. Why is it so important?
About as important as life and death. Hey, doesn't it strike you as strange that a man of your son's taste would have a plaster statue in the house?
Come to think of it, yes, I suppose it does. He loved gold and silver and bronze and everything showy.
Oh, maybe this was a new one. One he hadn't had time to have cast. What happened to all the pieces?
Well, there was only one piece large enough to keep. It's here somewhere in a box. Yes, here it is. Is this going to be helpful, Mr. Diamond?
About as helpful as the switch on the electric chair, Mrs. Deneken.
What is it?
It's a reasonable facsimile of an earring. An earring I've seen somewhere before.
Where?
In a picture of somebody's mother.
McAllister? Hi. Marilyn Ann told me where I'd find you.
Yeah. How you coming, Diamond?
Oh, pretty good. I think I've got it all licked.
Oh? What's the lick? Fiddler did it.
Yeah, that's not very good.
Well, let's see you do better.
Okay. You know, I think somebody wanted me to believe that the fiddler did it. Not bad, huh?
It's not good. Who is it?
By planning a violent the better. It'd have to be a guy that knew me pretty well. Like a puppet on a string, because he thought he taught me everything I knew. That's pretty close. Well, anyway, this somebody might have a that could be a living doll. And that'd fit in the picture. Because Marius Deneken was supposed to be off his rocker about living dolls. Even had statues made of something. Well, it's my guess that one of these gals' fathers got wise to what was going on. Drove down to the Bel Air mansion and killed Cock Robin. That's bullseye, isn't it?
You want to name this theoretical father, kid?
Well, go ahead. I can wait.
Okay. Tell me.
I don't think I have to, do I, McAllister?
No. No, you don't.
You already fired 6 shots.
But then who counts?
If you buy a car or truck...
High five.
Hi, Sam.
Oh, hi, Mr. D. She didn't call, I'm afraid.
Who didn't call?
Whichever of your various playmates you rang to ask about.
Hey, Sam, I don't want to shake you up, honey, but the playmate I called to ask about is you.
Oh? And what is the nature of your inquiry, please?
Well, I want to find out what time you get off work and what you're going to do tonight.
Well, I'm off at 8, and my plans, which I never change, are to go home and finish the book I'm reading.
What book are you reading?
You wouldn't like it. It's a detective story. All about a butler who didn't do it. Bye, Mr. D.
Goodbye, Sam.
Here's a program reminder for all you basketball fans. Coming up later this month, you'll see the new-look Supersonics on KTZZ. Watch TV 22 for details.